Hello there everyone, guys. What a day yesterday with a lot of volatility, with a lot of crazy movement, and we actually had a few interesting trades yesterday. And if you haven't seen my trades, this means that you haven't seen my previous video from yesterday. I'm gonna link it up here so you can see exactly what I said. And also this means that you're not part of our Discord channel, where there is a link down in the description of this video to a Discord channel where we actually post all of our trades for absolutely free. So this is what it looks like, all the trades, all the explanations, all the technicals, fundamentals, etc. So, and the trade results of our members are quite good, so quite very good. So if you're not part of this, and you have to be part of this VIP signals section, it's very easy to join. All you have to do is read a quick instruction and follow a few steps and just get in. It's very simple. So if you're not part of it, then you're not making money together with us. And yesterday, in my yesterday's video, I told you that there is this channel, this wedge that is about to break and volatility is about to come. And I told you that there are two opportunities, either to the upside or to the downside. And first, we actually saw the upside opportunity with actually quite some volume. So we actually took this in our Discord channel, but then quickly, because we also had some very interesting reports come out that were actually quite bearish for the Dixie. But as soon as we saw the situation with the DOJ, everything collapsed. And of course, certainly then the second one, so we've actually exited this trade with basically like zero loss or a small loss, and then entered into a short trade, which actually I still have opened right here over on Bybit. And if you want to be trading over on Bybit as well, and if you want to claim up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses, then all you have to do is go down into the description of this video, where you'll find the links to all insane bonuses, including a $30,000 initial deposit bonus with Bybit, and all the instructions are there on how to claim everything. So if you're interested in an exchange that you can actually trust, and it gives you the biggest bonuses in the industry, then this is what you should be doing right now. So go and claim those bonuses right now. And guys, Mr. Spot On is back, because I told you, where should you be taking your main profit? Your first profit should have been right here, and then your second profit should have been on this blue support that I told you about. Look, where did the price go? Let me remove the volume. And I mean, look at it. Spot on. So if you're not gonna call me Mr. Spot On down in the comments right now, I don't know, I'm gonna block you all. Just kidding. But if you want to go down below and like the video, number one, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're always notified when we take all of these insane trades, and call me Mr. Spot On, because this doesn't get more spot on than this. I mean, look at it. So, and then, well, you have to understand exactly what happened and what am I waiting for. Why didn't I take the profit where I said right here that, you know, there's this BART pattern that could actually play out, which actually played out. So once again, Mr. Spot On is back. So I still have my short trade open over on Bybit. However, the reason why I didn't take my profit is because really I want to take a bigger profit. I don't know, a few $1,000s is not really that big of a deal for me. So what I want to take is a bigger profit, and let me explain exactly what happened here. Why did it move the way it did, and what could we be expecting today, because today is a very huge day. So guys and girls, this video is only beginning. So watch it till the end, because you'll be surprised. We have so many things to just go through. So let's start with something actually quite positive, and that is going to be this one right here, that Texas is actually laying down a proposal to allow Bitcoin as authorized state investment. Remember that they've done this huge Bitcoin mining facility that would actually optimize their power grid and stuff, which was helping their power grid, which is amazing. And now they actually want to create a proposal to make Bitcoin, so meaning that state could own Bitcoin itself, and then, you know, other Republican states could actually follow suit as well. So this is huge, this is bullish, but this, unfortunately, guys, is the last good news in this whole video. So what is happening right now, and we're going to move to the chart in just a second, back to the chart, so we can take a look at exactly what is going to happen in my personal humble opinion. Just first, I want to give you all these news so that you understand the narrative and exactly why something could actually happen. So Microsoft is about to cut 10,000 jobs in March as tech firms, including Amazon, think ranks. So they're still looking out into a recession. They don't believe we're going to have a softish landing. And remember, everything we spoke about, I'm going to link a video right here, which is very important, which still stays very relevant. I made it 2 months ago, and I said that we could have a relief rally and then a big dump. So this is what it seems like, you know, all these big multi-billion, trillion-dollar companies, whatever, are betting on the recession to actually come. Otherwise, why would they be cutting 10,000 jobs? So next thing, Department of Justice actually charges the founder of crypto exchange Bitslato for processing 700 million of illegal funds. So basically, we had this very nice pump, and unfortunately, this big dump came. So why did it come? It's because Department of Justice came out and said that we're going to do an announcement 12 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be about some crypto stuff. So the markets just simply got spooked. So this is the reason why it actually dumped. But again, it was very technical, and I explained to you all the models. So if you've taken this short trade where they take profit here and then initial main take profit here, congratulations. This is exactly what I said, and it played out exactly as I've said. But the reason was the Department of Justice, charging this crypto exchange, and everybody thought maybe they're going to come out and say that they're going to be banning Bitcoin or some crap. So, and this is the reason why everybody got so spooked, and it wasn't the case. So they just said about some BitSlat or whatever criminal crypto exchange, and they said, oh boo, we're going to catch you all the criminals in crypto space, whatever. So, and that's why, it actually pumped back up quite relatively quickly. So this is important to understand that this isn't really that big of a deal anymore. People thought it could be something bad, but it just turned out to be one FUD about some exchange that nobody knows about. So the next thing, which is also pretty bad to be honest, the cryptocurrency lender Genesis said to be preparing for bankruptcy filing. So it seems like Genesis is going to be going under. So this means that this is not going to be a black swan event, because you could argue that everybody's already expecting this, but nonetheless, I promise to keep you guys updated. And it seems like Genesis, with their a few billion-dollar hole, is going to be just going under, unless finally DCG is gonna sell CoinDesk. And right now there is a deal potential in the table for $1 billion valuation of CoinDesk. So maybe DCG will sell it to cover at least some losses in Genesis. Who knows? But so far there is no results. So this could be, another nail in already the big coffin of this bear market for crypto industry. Next thing, which is very important, guys, focus. Right now you have to wake up and you really have to focus. And remember, if you want to learn how to do all of these things properly yourself and not depend on my YouTube channel, then go down into the description of this video and you're going to find a link to my trading education, 5 months long certified and accredited trading education. And you'll learn how to do technical analysis properly, proper risk and money management, proper fundamental analysis, macro analysis, on-chain analysis, proper psychology, trading statistics, and all of it, so that you'll save yourself years of time as well as thousands of dollars that you'll otherwise potentially lose in the market as any beginner trader. So right now, the most important part is analytics firm issues alert. And this is actually a very important alert. It says Bitcoin and Ethereum is witnessing highest profit-taking level over a year. So what they're basically talking about right now is, for example, right here. So this got to do with on-chain data. So trader profit taking at highest level since 2021. So actually, as the price moved up, so we had this pump, we saw a lot of profit taking. So a lot of people were actually taking their profits, which is not very bullish, right? I mean, but it means that there is no conviction in the market just yet for a sustained continuation of this up move. So the same thing as we're going to see here, Bitcoin realized profit and loss ratio, and we actually recently with this pump we went high into profit taking. So a lot of people are taking a lot of the profits, which is not very promising for the continuation of this upside, unless there's going to be more manipulation or whatever. So this is very important also to understand. And before the last huge just grenade of this whole video before we move to the chart is that today actually the Congress is supposed to be deciding whether to raise the ceiling on the US debt. So Davos elites see a major risk ahead for markets with looming US debt standoff. So basically, as of right now, what we're saying is right now we're nearing this ceiling of $31.4 trillion. And today they're supposed to decide on whether they're going to be raising this ceiling. They have to decide this in Congress or not. But the problem is, guys, that if this could also be fueling a little bit of this downside move that market is realizing that today is the day, potentially. So if they're not going to raise the ceiling, guess what? United States is just going bankrupt. They just cannot pay their bills. And when, for example, they are issuing bonds and they cannot just pay the bonds because they're not printing more money or they're not, increasing their debt ceiling, this means that the US dollar as a reserve currency could lose that status of the petrol dollar and reserve currency. So therefore, of course, it's big FUD. Yes. So, this could lead into a huge Armageddon. Of course, guys, remember, so pay attention to this today, because if they don't raise this ceiling, this will be just, this is going to be a shit show, quite frankly. But they've always been raising the ceiling. If we're going to take a look at the history, where we went from no debt to $31 trillion of debt in the United States, and every year it's just more and more and more and more, and that's why we're actually moving to Bitcoin, because this is not sustainable unless just they keep keep the dollar pumping for the next, I don't know, 10 to 20 years. But that's the reason why modern currencies, fiat currencies, are bound to fail. And that's why we're actually exiting into Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin has value. And this is the true example of the value. So anyway, today is a very important day, and we want to watch whether Congress is gonna actually raise that ceiling. And in my opinion, they probably will, just like they always do. But this is just, you know, the doomsday is coming, because $31 trillion is just unbelievable. And the decision has to be made today. So guys, pay attention to this. Now let's move on to something also quite important. And this is, you know, understanding all of these things, like there is a lot of doom and gloom right now. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to keep my short trade open. But remember, on Bybit, so if it's gonna just pump right into my entry level, so yesterday our long trade, I closed it with pretty much like a zero small loss. So it's like $100 loss, it's a joke. So if it's gonna pump right into my entry point, I'll just close it with zero loss. And this is proper risk in money management. You give the market a chance. You enter early, you enter spot on, and then you just control it. So I will just keep it for the time being, because there's one more thing you really want to pay attention to, and that is the S&P 500. And this is the level we've been talking about for quite some time, and that is this yellow mega important resistance in this broadening wedge. And we were expecting, you know, we were potentially saying, you know, there is bottom wave, so, you know, a cup, a handle, and then a breakout, and it would be very bullish, blah, blah. But look, it's what's happening. I mean, it's getting rejected. And if we're going to see this downside move right now, that's going to affect Bitcoin as well, so it could drag it down. So we want to really see how the US market is going to open today. It's going to be very important. So this is one of the reasons why I'm still keeping this short trade open in the short-term perspective. So if we're going to see this kind of a continuation to the downside, it's going to be a beautiful short trade. And then see if we, on a daily chart, it looks so small. So that's we found the perfect entry possible, and that's the entry I showed you in the previous video yesterday. So like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, join Bybit, $30,000 in bonuses down in the description of this video, and also check out this quick tutorial so that you know how to do some of the technical analysis, use proper risk and money management, and not lose money like everybody else, beginner trader in the market. So peace and love. Thomas Krallo, stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.